Hey guys, it's Danielle and I am back with another process video. I'm going to be working with my new Felicity Jane kit, the London kit, and I'm just starting off by showing you this page of cut apart embellishments because that's where I got a lot of these tags. These four at the top here came from that cut apart sheet, and then I made a few from the pattern paper that came in the kit, and then I have a couple of my own. And tags were really the inspiration for this layout. Now I don't have my photo with me when I first start working on this layout because I had to order it, and so it's getting printed, and so I cut out another sheet of paper that would just be sort of a place filler until I get my photo. Now my idea here is that I'm going to take all of these tags and I quickly decide that I have enough tags that are pretty and fun that I don't need to use the two white ones that are my own. I just want to pick from all of the fun prints of the Felicity Jane London kit. So what I'm doing is I'm just stacking them up. I want these to sort of stick out from my photo all the way up this edge of the paper. And so I'm trying to decide what patterns will look good next to each other and how many I want to layer up and all of those sort of things. Now I mess with the placement of these tags a lot through this video, and I actually cut out most of it because it just got to be too much. It was doing the same thing over and over again because I just couldn't decide what order I wanted the tags to go in and then how much I wanted some to stick out versus others and what looked good. I just couldn't decide. So I messed with it a ton. But in the end, I figure it out. And these patterns are so cute that no matter what I do, they're going to look good. So I just should learn that I shouldn't worry about it that much. Now at this point, I decided that I wanted to probably cut out a scalloped edge to layer on top of these tags just for a more interest to my layout. So I'm picking what color I want to use. I settle on this sort of darker shade of pink, and I'm going to be using my silhouette to cut out that scallop. And so I'm just trimming down my paper, and I'm going to get it stuck down to my silhouette mat here and run that through my machine. I knew that I wanted to use a solid piece of paper for the scallop just because there was so much pattern going on with those tags. And I had narrowed it down between the sort of dark pink and the green. And I just went with the pink because Felicity Jane has the best pinks and reds and kind of corally colors. And so given the choice, I usually end up choosing the pinker color, which is what I did. And what I'm thinking is when I get that photo back that I'm going to be having the white piece of paper as a mat. And so I just stick down that scallop and I start arranging those tags again. And here I'm trying to decide, do I want the scallop on the left-hand side of my photo or the right-hand side of my photo? I know I want to use these or I should say number stickers on my photo. And so I'm just sort of getting a feel for it. And then I go and pick up my photo. So I have that now. You can see that I have some journaling in place. And so now I can get a better idea of how this layout will work. Now I had to cut off quite a bit of the bottom of my photo. I couldn't cut off the top because my journaling was there. And at first it bugged me because I cut off more of me than I wanted to, but I wasn't going to order another photo, so I am just going to make this work. But because my photo is bigger than I thought, I needed to cut a new mat because I wanted there to be that white border around my photo. So that's what I'm going to do. And I don't want a very big mat, so it's not really going to change my layout at all. It's still going to work just fine. So I get that cut, and now I'm going to start sticking everything down into place because I have all of my elements and I can start doing that. So I get my photo in place, and then I'm going to have to take off this scallop because it's going to have to go on the new picture. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it because I cut that scallop to fit the old mat, and now the mat's bigger. And so I have to think about that for a little bit. And of course I have to fuss with these tags a little bit more. You can see that I cut most of that out for you. And now I'm trying to just still figure out where I want that scallop to go, whether I want it on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I'm getting my title in place, and I'm just sort of playing with everything just to try to make some choices. I thought about maybe putting the scallop in this lower left-hand side of my photo and then maybe putting a little embellishment cluster down there, but I decided that I didn't want to add any more busy to my layout. You can see here that I've started putting my numbers on my page, and I had stuck them down to a piece of plastic. Felicity Jane alphabets and numbers are really sticky. So when I tried to unstick them from the plastic, it ripped the sticky part off. So I had to just glue them down on my photo. It was just 4 numbers, so it didn't take very long and it wasn't that big of a deal. So that was fine. And you can see that I've decided to add that scallop to the right-hand side of my photo. Like I said, it's a little bit smaller now, but I don't think it really makes a difference. It's barely too small, so it still works perfectly fine. Now I got all of my tags stuck into place, so I don't need to mess with them anymore. They're glued down. And then I decided to take some of these chipboard shapes that came in the London kit, and I thought it would be fun to add a triangle on each side of my title. And so I'm just playing with a few different colors to see which one I like best, and I settled on these light blue ones, and I think they look great. I'm using some of the same glue that I use to stick down my numbers, and it's a multimedia mat. I got it from Simon Says Stamp, and it seems to do the trick and stick these down pretty good. Once I get them stuck down and in place, I take my ruler and I just place on top of them just so that I can apply pressure to that whole title and the chipboard shapes evenly and make sure that everything's just stuck down really good. Now at this point, I thought I wanted to maybe tie a bow through one of the tags, and I do that here with some pink twine, but I don't really love it. So I take that out and then I tie I make a loop with the twine, thinking that maybe I would like something a little bit more simple in that spot. But it doesn't take me too long to figure out that I just don't want anything down there. And so I quickly cut that off. But the problem is I used my hole punch to punch a hole through that tag. That tag was one of the ones that I cut from the embellishment sheet. And so it didn't have a hole in the tag. And when I used my hole punch to do that, it made that hole really big and it made it look funny. And so I'm just going to have to punch a hole in all of the tags that I got from the embellishment sheet. And so that you can see here that I'm having to make hole reinforcers to make it just look right. And so I quickly do that. You can see that I'm using my hole punch and then a small circle punch to make those hole reinforcers, and it's easy and doesn't take too long, and I get that done fairly quickly. From here, I end up calling this layout good. And so I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to head on over to the Felicity Jane blog for more information about this layout. Plus, while you're there, check out all of the other projects that the rest of the creative team is doing. There's some great inspiration over there, and I'm always super excited to see what everybody's doing. So hopefully we'll see you all very soon. All right, bye-bye.